Let's talk a little bit about immigrant parents, because I know this is a topic that you're very fond of. I've seen it on your TikTok a lot. What are your opinions on that? Is that immigrant parents get too much hate? Do we not understand them enough?
Yeah, cause okay, bro. Like I tell my mom this a lot now. I'm like, when I was a kid, I never really understood why you guys did the things you did. But like now that I'm like older, like I can
Mm,
see from your point of view. Like there's still things that I don't necessarily agree on, right? And I'm gonna voice my opinions. But like I understand why you guys did the things that you did and why you're so hard on me, right? Like like my dad, like me and my dad, we're a lot more closer than we used to be, right? Because like I've taken the time to understand him, right? Like my dad, bro, like he's like the second oldest son. Man's had to come to America, start a family, like
yeah,
figure out how a way to get me and my mom here. He had to figure out all these things, right? So it's just like when you look at, and like my dad's like working like 16-hour shifts just to like help us out. And it's just like when I see that and I'm like, you know what, my dad's working really hard. My dad's such a good person. Like, and my when we think about it, we always like, y'all, our parents don't know how to show us physical affection. Like, because the thing is, they didn't know that when they were young. They were grown like purely bred in facts. Like they didn't know, like physical affection or love, like in that sense, right? Their love is I'm gonna work hard for my children so I can put
yeah,
them through a good life. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work hard for my children so I can set them up to have a good life, right? That's the way they think. So when I kind of started to understand this is the way that they see things in life, so I'm gonna be able to help them. You need to take time to understand your parents, and your parents are human. So even if sometimes when they're wrong, you need to take the time to learn and be like, you know what, this is how I understand them. Like
mm,
do not try to like one up your parents or get in fights. Like, just try to understand them, be calm with them, love them, show them that you care for them even on days that you don't want to. It's
yeah,
'cause, and then if you want to mend the relationship with your parents, you have to try. You can't expect your parents to do everything for you. You need to also reach out. You need to try and talk to them. You need to try and spend time with them because that's only going to benefit you. You know what I mean? Like,
mm, mm,
let's say that if you and your parents are on a bad stepping stone or on like just a bad phase and you just ignore them, you don't talk to them, you avoid them, that's not going to make them feel any better about you. But if you're on a bad stepping stone and you try to spend time with them, you show them that you care, they're going to be like, you know what, maybe I was wrong this kid. Like they might not say it, but they feel it, right? And then they'll reciprocate that. And like now, bro, like alhamdulillah, like I'm in the best like phase. I can joke around with my father, I can joke around with mom,
mm.
like we're in the best because I took the time to understand them and realize like, yo, this is what they wanted from me. This is why they did the things that they did. So I need to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I agree. I think a lot of people, they just blame, very like it's a victim mentality sort of. But when you take the time to understand and appreciate, I feel like the relationship will get a lot better. How did you find like how did you understand their pains, their struggles? How did you find the time to do that, or how was the process?
I mean, it was like when like I said, like I used to hate working, right? But then I saw the way how hard my father worked, right? And I was like, I can't let them have all that stress by himself, right? And if I
Mm,
can work just for my own pocket money, like even that's helping him. You know what I mean? Like so he doesn't
yeah.
have to give me money every time I go out or whatever like that. And so it was that, and then it was kind of just look. It's like looking at your parents and just be like, you know what? Why are they? Because people will try to understand each other, right? Like kids in their own school, like why are they the way they are? What have they went through? And it's just like I
Yeah.
did the same thing with my parents. Like why are my parents the way they are? Like how did culture affect them? How did society affect them? And maybe it's not just like life isn't all about me. I have to care and understand
Mm.
them. So like I try spending more time with them, trying getting to know them, talk to them, and basically that's how it came about. Like that's how my understanding of them came.
So it's more so putting yourself in their shoes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we all need to do. When it comes to like, how can we help our parents more than how can we what other than putting ourselves in our shoes, what can we do to like further mend the relationship?
For the men, bro, honestly, try to love them. Like, or just even when they don't love you, try to love them, right? Like, even when they're arguing
Mm.
with you, you don't argue back and you use a soft tone. If they're yelling at you, don't yell back at them.
Don't argue back, yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's like, oh, you know what? They're older than me. Why are they yelling at me? Okay, I get it, right? But you yelling at them is not gonna solve the situation at all, right? It's not. It's just not. So sometimes you will have to, be the bigger person. And it sounds so weird to say like the child being the bigger person. It's true, but you have to do that sometimes. You have to sacrifice your own pride for them, right? Like it's like, say, your family is home one day, but you don't feel like spending time with them because you just want to be alone that day. Well, that's fine, but they don't know you want to be alone. They don't know you're upset. And sometimes we don't really like sharing our feelings. So now in their mind, they're just like, oh, he doesn't want to come down and spend time with me, right? But like, even if you don't want to spend time, swallow it up, put a happy face on, even when you don't want to, and go downstairs. Because eventually in the future, that's going to help that relationship a lot more than you think, right? Because when you show them that you're putting effort, they're gonna feel a lot better towards you.
Mm.
I got $500 in cash in case they don't